Here's the first card I made after I figured out the mechanism. And I just think it is so cute because when I pull it, it says, "Hello there, honey bear." I'm going to send this to one of the girls. I don't know which one. The one I'm making tonight will go to the other girl because I'm going to use the same stamp set, but I'm going to use the lion. But most wiper cards that you see, when you pull it, the wiper part comes off the top. And I saw this one and thought it was just so much cuter. This could be an image. It doesn't have to be the sentiment, but I like the sentiment up there. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight, is putting the next one together. And when it folds up, it works out to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it'll fit, as you can see, there it is. It'll fit in a regular size envelope. So, you know, I think the girls are going to love this. I did this piece for me was like 2 1/4, I think is what it was. And I'm trying it tonight with 2 inches because, hi Jenny, I think this strip here is too wide. So I cut it down to 2 inches and we'll see how that one works. I think it'll be fine. You know, all you have to do is make sure. I might have to trim some of like this piece, but I don't think so. But as you can see, there's the mechanism down in there. So you can see how it works, but it folds down. Then when you open it, it pops up. So, not hard to do once you get the first one done. So if you're going to try this, use scrap paper. Don't use good paper until you get the mechanism figured out, because there are a few tricks. So hopefully that'll work. All right, so with that, let's get started. You're going to need your trimmer with the scoring blade. And I am using 2 sets of paper. I'm using the leaves from, what is the set? Dang it. It's the, all I can think of is so you think you can dance, but it's not that. It's I can't think. It's gone. It's gone. Love What You Do. That one. It's like, where did I get So You Think You Can Dance from? And this piece is the layering piece that's going to go back here. So it is 4 by 5 1/4. But you don't need to worry about this tonight. This piece is from the animal outing bundle, and it is actually 1 inch by 8 1/2. All right, and then this piece is our first piece, and this is Pear Pizzazz, which is the color I've chosen to use. I want to make sure that that's in the camera. And with that, we're going to put that in, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2, and then again at 7. All right, so we've got our 2 score lines. Then this piece is going to be this piece across the bottom, and this piece is 2 inches by 8 1/2, and we're going to score it at 1 1/2. Let me get that in there right. And 3. All right, so we have our scoring for that, and we don't need this anymore, but we're going to work on our wiper mechanism. I want to make sure I got the right piece because I've got scraps here. No, that one doesn't look like it's that. 1 1/2 by 3, and it should be, I'm going to use this one. It's supposed to be 1 1/2 by 2. Oh, it's 2 1/4, 1.5 by 2 1/4, which I think will be okay, but if not, I can cut it off. And now we're going to take, and we need to do some measuring. We need to measure up the side and the bottom. I gotta turn my ruler around so I can have it. You want to take it at 1 inch, and you actually could use, I can use this for this one. You're going to put a mark at 1 inch here and 1 inch there. Now what you want to do is you want to take a ruler and take those 2 marks that you made and your bone folder and score it. It won't be, you know, a real good score line, but it'll get you started. And then you want to fold it over and give it a good crease. And then fold it back the other way and give it a good crease so that it goes either way. It should be really flexible. Now what we're going to do is at the top of this, we're going to measure down 1/4 of an inch, make a mark, and we're going to take that 1/4 of an inch and join this corner over here like so, and draw your line. And then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut that top piece off right on the line, like so. All right, now here's what we need to do. You're going to take, I got to make sure I do this correct. All right, if I do it this way, then I can flip it up. Okay, yeah. This piece is going to go on here, like so, but you want to put your mechanism, flip it down to put your mechanism on. And what you're going to take and do is you're going to take, all right, this, all right, you want, yeah, this is too long. I've got to cut it off some. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it. No, I can't. Hold on. It needs to be down just a little bit. I'm going to cut this off. I will adjust the size. Once you start monkeying with the dimensions, then you have to change everything. So I'm going to cut that off. But what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to make one cut. I'm going to put my ruler here and make my 1/4 inch mark here, and I'm going to do this line to this line because that should be a straight edge, and I'll cut it off this way, and then I know it will work. So I need to, let's see, this needs to be 2 inches, and I had 2, but I don't know why I cut it wrong. I cut it the wrong way. All right, so we've got that. All right, now we're ready. Okay. We're working between these, the 2 score lines. There's a piece here, a piece here, and then the big piece. So we're working between the 2 score lines. You want to put the bottom piece, this corner, even with the bottom. It's going to hang over, but that's okay. And then this top score line needs, this is the triangle, it needs to be in this score, the second score line. Hi, Susan. So basically it looks like this. All right, if you fold that down. And what you want to do is you want to put some glue on there. And this is the tricky part, making sure that that bottom piece is lined up and that piece is even with the corner. Fold that flap over and push it down. Wait a few minutes for the glue to grab it. Don't be too quick to flip it up. But then you want to make sure that that piece flips up. So make sure it flips up on you. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that glue is good and dry. I'm going to set it there. And I'm going to go to this piece and this, you've got your fold lines on the right. This is the long piece. Your fold lines on the right. So you want to fold this piece down and you want to fold this piece back. But my suggestion is when you fold it back, open it up to give yourself a good crisp fold, because if not, you could get a line coming down here. So it basically looks like the Z. All right. I'm going to take my DSP and I'm going to add it to this section, that big section. And I'm going to put it in there like so. And set that there. Now, what we need to do, now we need to fold, all right, this is where I have to stop and think. All right, it goes this way. So, all right, this piece gets folded back. And then this piece, and this is why you can't go past that, goes past that. All right, so it basically has your Z with this piece there. All right, you want to put glue here. All right, when you do this, you don't want your glue oozing out. Now, I found it easier to open this up because this goes even with the bottom and the side. And you stick it down and just hold it for a few seconds. All right, till you know it's grabbed. And now this is longer than it needs to be because we don't want to see that. So what we're going to take and do, all right, hold on. Stop and think. This is what I had to do it, is I put it together like this. Aha, there it goes. It pops up. So this is longer. So I'm going to just trim that off. And I think I'm going to do it this way. And then I'll go back and trim it just a little bit. I just want to make sure it doesn't show. Yeah, it's still showing a little bit. I'm going to take off a little bit more. Like I said, when you start monkeying with different dimensions, you have to think about it. Okay, now this piece is going to go and get attached over here. So what we want to do is put glue here and then close up your card and line it up and hold it. You want to make sure it's stuck down really good. If you have a cute decorative edge, you can put a decorative edge. I didn't have anything that I thought would go with what I was doing. All right, so there it is. There's your mechanism. Now, here's what we're going to do. I have my pieces here. you know what? I forgot. This piece I cut, and I'll cut it down a little bit, but I cut it to go underneath rather than use the whole piece. Let me cut off about 1/2 inch. This piece goes under like so. So I'll add some glue, and that just kind of carries it over. I didn't put any on this inside piece. You can if you want. All right, let me get some glue on it. And I was more concerned in making sure the mechanism worked, and I'm going to add just a little bit of glue there to keep that piece down. And now we're going to make all the different elements to go with it. This is, I'm missing a piece. Did I drop it on the floor? Because I was supposed to, now I know why. This piece was supposed to be my mechanism, and I used the piece that I had cut for my sentiment. Oh, well. All right, well, I'll just have to modify. I'll have to cut another piece for the sentiment. Those things happen. All right, let me see. I'm just gonna mask this off, not that it matters, and I'm going to ink up my little lion, and I'm going to stamp him here. I'm going to move him up some so I don't waste that paper there, and I'm going to add some flowers along the bottom of this one. I do have the other piece, but I want some flowers also, so I'm going to stamp some flowers. And if I need more, I can add more after we're done. And now it's time to color. This one was supposed to be, this one's supposed to be 1.5, which it is, by 2. I think. Is this 1.5 by 2? Yep. This one's supposed to be, let me do some measuring. This one, maybe it is 2 also. Nope, it's 2 1/4. That's why I was off. It was like, what's going on here? I'm going to cut this when I go cut that out to 2 1/4. All right. I do not have the blends. Hi, Mona. I have had Copic markers for years. So I'm going to use my Copic markers. I have colors that match our colors, so that's what I'm using. I think I'm going to use this one. Let me see. Yeah, I think this would be a good color for a lion. These are my crumb cake ones. And I'll leave his little nose. Pink. Okay, there. And then I'm going to add some shading. Oops, wrong end. Underneath of his mane, because it would be darker there. And then I'll hit some along the side of his legs. I'm not an expert at Copics in any form. I just do what I like. And then to blend it together, you just color over it. And it just kind of blends it. And there you go. Can you see how it blends in? It just gives it a little shading. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've just kind of watch and do what I want. And I'm going to make his mane and his tail so saffron. And do I want this end. Is this the one I want? Yeah, this is the one I want. His tail is going to be so saffron. Oh, that might be a little dark. Let me try the next one. Let me see what this one looks like. Ah, that's better. So I'm just going to color this in. And I'm just going to go around and color it in. Like so. And then he's got to have pink ears and a pink nose. So I'm going to pull out my Blushing Bride, and I'm going to go for a really, really light pink and do the center of his ears and his little nose. And there he is, all colored. Now, what color am I going to use for my flowers? I need, and these, let's see, I need a green. Let's do Pear Pizzazz and kind of match it with the background of the card. So I'll do my leaves. And you can get really fancy with shading. I play every once in a while and try to just play with my shading. So now we need a flower color. Let me see, what do I have that I might be able to use for flowers? Ooh, I'm gonna do rich raspberry, just in the center. The other thing I like about the Copics, the blends do the same thing, is you can, if you saw it, you don't see streak marks because of the way I colored it, which is hard. Sometimes you can't always do the glycerin coloring. Okay, now I have my pieces, so let me go cut these, and I'll come back and we'll finish up the card. Of course, it's going to take me a while because I've got all these flowers to do. Once I get into the new house, my craft room, I can put my Big Shot on my table here and use it. All right, let me finish, do another one, and I've got to cut this piece down to 2 1/4. So I got that cut down. Now let's cut the next flower. I saw today, and I gotta figure out how to do it, because the person I saw do it is a guy. It was like, it made sense, but it's very involved and detailed, so I want to see if there's an easier way to do it. But he created, excuse me, his card was similar to this, but he had a pop-up on the, it was a regular card, and it was a pop-up on the inside, and then the piece, the wiper came up. So I'm hoping I can figure it out using this, the ones that this idea, and just move it to the inside. Hope I can get it. So I will be playing with that, because if I can, then we'll do that wiper card. So you'll have 2 different variations on the wiper card. All right, I got all my pieces cut. Now, this is the piece for my sentiment. So I am using the Wild About You. So I'm going to stamp. I just think it's cute the way the sentiment pops up. Did I lose you? Are you guys still there? Are you still there? I can't tell. It says I'm live. Somebody say something. Am I still on? All right, while you're waiting to... Oh, okay. Thanks, Barb. All right, I'm going to take and I'm going to cut the top of this off. And I just follow the lines to cut it off. I do this all the time with them because I only use the front. I never use the back. I probably should just cut it apart, but I don't worry about it. Okay, now we've got all of our pieces done. And I want to remember, I'm going to do this next. I don't want to forget this. This piece, you want to lay your card flat. Oops. I should have done this first. All right, I'm going to have to do some jury rigging because I'm messing up. This piece goes on the bottom, so I'll add my glue. So if you add a piece to this, do this before you put your mechanism together. Now I'm going to have to get, and I'm just putting it even with the bottom. Oh, no, it doesn't go even. There's a space on each end, but I'm putting it even with the bottom. All right, let me get my baby wipes because I'll get glue all over everything. And wipe up my mat. Thank heavens for baby wipes. Oh. All right, now I've got to all right, yeah, I'm fixing it so it lays back down. All right, the best way I found to do this is to take and open this up a little bit, and I'm going to put glue on the back of here and stick it down when it's open. You can use an image and do an image on there, but the image is harder, so that's the reason why I think for the first ones I would just do. All right, there's that. Just make sure you, all right, and it's going to take it. Okay. And it's sticking out the bottom. I got to trim it. See? I put it down too far. Did I get it? No, it's still sticking out. I'll just trim it. That's why it's, you know, if you make your first one, you can take and modify and adjust. All right, come on. I'm going to go inside. There. And that looks bad, but what I'll take and do is I'll take and trim it this way. There, that doesn't look too bad. There we go. Move it up a little bit so it comes up straight. Okay. And then make sure it folds down. I probably went down too far. See how it's bent there? I shouldn't. Keep that in mind. Don't go past that spot where it comes up. So there it is. All right, all we have to do is add our pieces. And let me see, I'm going to use some dimensionals for my little lion. Put him on with dimensionals. Okay. Of course, I got glue on my fingers, so everything's sticking to it. And you want to, I mean, I kind of want, when the person takes it out, I want them to be able to see it this way, so I put my image here. And then I'm going to put these on with glue dots because it'll just be easier. I could put a glue dot behind the flower. I think the hardest thing I had with this was trying to find designer series paper that I could use that would work. All right. And I'm going to add my flowers one more. There it is, ladies. There it is closed. Hi, Linda. That's what they'll see when they open the envelope. And when they pull it, that's what they get. Now, I will add some more flowers over here later so that the flowers go all the way across. And remember, I went down, I put this piece down too far. So pull that back. What I probably will take and do is trim that corner off so that it doesn't interfere. Hi, Sue. So there's that one. And here's the original one. And this one was a little harder because I knew I wanted to use the bear with the bees. I need to see, I think our dragonfly one has some bees. And so that one opens that way so I can add some bees to it, and that would look cute. And then this one. This is a great set. My granddaughters are gonna love getting this. So I'll open them both up so you can see. If you want, you can put DSP here. I didn't. The only time you see it is when it's open, so I didn't think it was a big deal. So what do you think, ladies? Are you totally confused after all the problems I had? Just remember, put your play with it with scrap paper like I did. Get it figured out. I mean, you can see I've scored it wrong and rescored it. But the tricky part is that mechanism. So if you can get that mechanism figured out, then you're good. And when you get really good at it, you can add an image to pop up. Wouldn't those frogs look cute if it popped up? I'll have to play with it and see what I could do instead of the sentiment. But I figured first starting out, it's easiest to do a sentiment, and then you can just, use a rectangle rather than trying to do an image and get it on there and everything.